Hi everyone, welcome to Yarn Stitch Color. I am Arundhati and today we are going to see how to do this Tunisian in the round. So when we do this Tunisian in the round, there is no joining that you will see. There is no panel that is joined vertically or horizontally or anyhow. It's all made in one circle. So it's a tubular thing that we make. This is the Tunisian in the round. I have not blocked this. I have made a cowl, but I have not yet blocked it, and that's why the ends are a bit curled up. But this is how it looks like, and that's the reverse. I have used a simple Tunisian stitch here, and that's how the reverse side looks like. That's the front. So when we change colors in a regular Tunisian crochet, if we use two colors and change it in the return pass, it looks like this. Every alternate row will have a different colored vertical. Different in the sense, if you are using two colors, it will look like so. But see here, we can have just one color verticals. In regular Tunisian crochet, until and unless you join more yarns of the same color, we cannot have verticals of the same color. That's what I have seen over my practices. But if you have a different way of doing it, please let me know. I'll be happy to have more knowledge on this front. But that's how it looks like. And this is how a tubular Tunisian crochet looks like. I have used a simple stitch here, but you can go ahead and try it with any other stitch. Let me just show you something that I'm already working on. I'm working on a honeycomb stitch here. So it looks like this. So just try few different stitches of what works for you in this Tunisian in the round. Now let's talk about what hook can we use to make this. We need a specific hook for this, which has heads on both the sides, both the ends. Okay, and what I've generally seen with these fixed hooks is the head on one side is upwards, the other side is downwards. That helps to pull the stitches easily. So this is one hook, that is a variety, that's a fixed straight hook. That is, I think this is a Knitpro. Okay, I think it's made of resin. I have one here which I have a working piece on. This is from Pony, and this is a metal hook. You can see it also has one head on moving, like one head that's upwards, the other head that's downwards. So this is also a fixed crochet hook. That is a that's made in metal. This is a resin one. I will show you some more variety that I have. When I bought these hooks, I didn't know what I'm going to be using them for, but I bought them and today I'm able to use. So this one has a fixed cord and it has hooks on both sides. So I don't know if people use it for anything else, but I have found it really useful for making, see, if we do this, you can almost see this way, you can almost see how big it is, and we can even make a tubular sweater body or something that is, you know, tubular and requires to be a little large. So people also use this for making sleeves or hats, things like that, anything that can go in the round and that you don't require a joint for. So this has fixed cables. Okay, the only thing is this doesn't have a number. So I have a packet here which says 5.5 mm and I have two hooks. So I will have to check on my hook gauge what size these are. Maybe one is something like a 4, but I'm not very sure. Both the hooks have to be of the same size. Alright, they are of the same size, and here there is no concern about it being up or down the head. Okay, it looks like this. and it has a fixed cable. So that is one thing. Then what I did here is I have two sets of Tunisian crochet hooks. These are interchangeable hooks. So I have these ones from Knitpro, and I have some bamboo ones again from Knitpro. Let me just open this. So I have used this one. Both are from Knitpro and they can take the same cable. This cable is also available with Knitpro, guys. So both of them fit very well on the same cable. What I've done here is both the hooks are of 5 mm. I have joined them onto the cable. It has a turning fit like this, like what we do for our regular Tunisian crochet, that thing. So instead of putting a stopper on the other end that we usually do, like we use this, right, for regular Tunisian. So instead of putting this on the other end, I have put a hook of the same size. So you can go ahead and make your hooks. You can prepare them like this also if you don't have a fixed hook. So when we start making a project, there is no specific requirement of how big the hook should be. Why I'm saying this is we keep loading and offloading the loops. So when that happens, we don't require a very large or a specific size of hook. Even if you have smaller hooks, it's going to work just fine. So if I have just this, for example, and I want to make a really large tubular one, like a tubular project, I can make it, because at any point of time I will have a maximum of 10 to 20 loops on my hook. As soon as the loops start to bend, like there is only a certain amount that you can take before starting to it will start to bend a little, like the hook will not bend a little. So we will have to start offloading the loops. So there's just a certain limit to every hook. So don't worry on how big the hook you have or what project you can make with it. The only thing you'll have to be careful about is the hook size and the yarn. Like we know in Tunisian crochet we will have to use 2 mm size higher than what we would have used for a regular crochet. So this yarn I would have used a 3 or 3.5 mm crochet hook. Here I am using a 5 mm. Again, somehow on the pony hooks I don't see a number that's marked. I don't see a size marking even on the Knitpro ones. Oh no, it's there. It's there here. But on this one I didn't see, so I have just written here with a permanent marker. So that's not a worry at all. So now that we know what hooks to use, let's begin and see how to make this tubular Tunisian crochet. Before we begin on how to make it, I'll want to also show you what not to use. So we cannot use a hook like this. This is a Tunisian crochet fixed hook. We cannot use it because it doesn't have a head on the other side. Okay, so drop these hooks, we cannot use them. Then this is something that is again easily available in the market. It's by Pony brand that I have. But you see here, one head is 4.5, the other head is 5.5. So we again cannot use a hook which has different sized hooks on, different sized heads on either side of the hook. Although here you will see one is down, one is up, so it can get a little confusing, but just look at the size. This is 4.5, this head is 5.5. So we will not be able to use this hook also. We require heads to be of the same size, so the hook has to be evenly of the same size. Today we will see how to make Tunisian simple stitch in the round. So to do that I am going to use a pink yarn to make the verticals. I want these vertical lines in pink, so I will begin with pink color. So whichever color that you require for your vertical lines, you can begin with that color, and the starting chain will also be in that color, and so will the ending one. Make a slip knot and place it on the hook. Now chain as many as you'd like to. Remember that there is no join, it's going to be a whole circle sort of a thing. So make as many chains as you would like. There is no question of odd, even, or a multiple. There is no worry on that front for this stitch. Okay, so be careful about that. Tunisian simple is not constrained with any number of stitches or the number of chains, so that's why we are going to make a number of whatever we want. But if you are using some other stitch and that requires a multiple of some number or an odd or an even, please be careful about that. So here we are going to just make a simple Tunisian. Once you've placed a slip knot onto the hook, go ahead and chain whatever you require. Now once we've made a chain, ensure that it is not twisted. Turn it around and we will join it. So if you have a very long chain, ensure that the yarn is also out of the circle. So if you have a very long chain, you can use a stitch marker to just mark the correct sides like that, so they will stay together. If you have a very long chain of maybe 100 or so, here I've just made a small one of 30. So now we will join it with a slip stitch to the first chain that we had made. Like so. Okay, right now I don't require this marker because it's a very small chain. Just ensure it's not twisted. Now consider that this is the first loop that we have on the hook. Go ahead and insert into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. That's how we will collect the loops on the hook. Okay, let me just refocus. We insert into the next chain under one loop, yarn over and pull up a loop. Let that loop remain on the hook. That's how we will collect few loops on the hook, and the moment you think that yeah, this is enough, or you know, I'll just show you what happens. When I said the thing won't bend, that is true with the, like the hook won't bend, that is true with the hooks which have a wire like this in that also. So now I have few loops on the hook. Okay, when you're beginning, just go ahead with 8 to 10 loops and try to make a even larger circle. So maybe a circle of 50 chains, that's a good thing to start practicing, because a small chain can get confusing. Just for practice, begin with approximately 50 chains. So now that we have few forward pass loops on the hook, we will add a new color that I require for the return pass. Okay, I'm going to use a purple. Now push all the loops to the other side. Okay, and turn the whole thing counterclockwise. Okay, take the new yarn like so and pull it through one chain. So this is the thing we will do only once in the whole project that we make. Pull through one. Okay, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. yarn over and pull through 2. So sorry, when we are left with 3 loops of the forward pass and 1 loop of the return pass, stop making the return pass, and now we will go ahead and make the forward pass again. To make the forward pass, we always turn the hook clockwise. Bring the loops to this side and continue making the forward pass. Insert, yarn over and pull up a loop, insert, yarn over and pull up a loop. This is the forward pass. When you have a few, see what happens is, if you take a lot of them, we will not be able to work smoothly because the hook is straight and it's not going to bend. And not just the hook, like when we saw with the one with cables also, don't take a lot of loops on the hook for the forward pass. 10 to 20 is enough. Here we are taking even fewer because we are practicing. Then turn it anti-clockwise for our return pass. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through 2. That's how we make the return pass. And now once we are left with 3 of the forward and 1 of the return pass loop on the hook, we will, I just got tangled here, yeah. So once we are left with this, we will push it all back, turn clockwise and continue to make the forward pass. So let's do a few more stitches and see how to join it. Now we are closer to the point where we began. Okay, so pick the last few and then now we will go on to join the verticals, so our tubular thing will begin. So to do that, we have to, after you've picked the last one, okay, for a simple Tunisian, we insert under the vertical bar, yarn over and pull up. So that's what we will do, yarn over and pull up, insert, yarn over and pull up. So here few are from the chain, few loops are from the chain and few loops are from the vertical bars. So it's fine because that's how it is going to be. We push on the other side, turn it anti-clockwise and continue to make the return pass. Return pass is always going to be yarn over and pull through 2. Here I'm using 2 colors. If you want to make it in a single color, just ensure that you join the return pass yarn also of the same color. So you will essentially require 2 balls of yarn, 2 separate balls of yarn. Continue doing that, picking up loops from the vertical bar, pushing it to the other side, turning it counterclockwise and doing a return pass. So every time you do a return pass, after a while you will be able to see it really clearly, but the wrong side of the work will be facing you. Whenever we are doing the forward pass, the correct side or the right side of the work will be facing us. I think there's a problem with focusing, yeah. So the right side will be always facing us when we are making the forward pass, and whenever we are doing the return pass, the wrong side of the work will be seen. Remember to keep these 2 little yarns which were the beginning always down. Okay, they were the point from where we began, so that's how it's going to be. In case you're making any design or something which requires you to count the number of odds, evens, increases or decreases, please use stitch markers to mark those stitches. Even if you're following a pattern, I'm sure in the pattern it will be mentioned which stitch number, so you can begin counting from the starting and mark with these stitch markers to know your exact stitch. Here we are just making a simple Tunisian which doesn't require any simple Tunisian and a straight tube, so we don't require any increase, decrease or any stitch marker for any point. Alright, so let's continue making the forward pass, and then we will push, turn anti-clockwise and make our return pass. So let's practice this for a while and meet. Here we are going to join on to the next round, so remember there is no worry about anything else other than the vertical bar. So go ahead and pick up a loop from the next vertical bar. Now we've made a few rows and this is how it starts to look like. If you don't want this two color combination, you can use the same color for your return pass as you were using for your forward pass. But just in case you want to change even more colors, a good place to start is where we had the beginning. Okay, so in that row you can start here. If you want to change the color of your forward pass, that is these vertical bars, you can attach a new color yarn. Here I have a very gaudy colored, like a very dark colored green. So insert under the next stitch, yarn over with the new color and pull up a loop. Insert in the next stitch, yarn over with the new color, pull up a loop. That's how you attach a new color for your forward pass and continue making. Okay, so it looks like this, few in the old color, few in the new color, and you can continue with your return pass as usual. So we push it to the back, turn it anti-clockwise, yarn over and pull through 2. Now what if I want a new color for my return pass also? So if you want a new color for your return pass, which was this violet one or the purple one, take a new yarn, new color, and attach it while you do your return pass. So yarn over like so and pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through with the new colored yarn. Okay, I think I've pulled too much. I should have had more loops on the hook. So there is actually no problem if you don't have, no major problem, but the thing is it will all get little loose. The loops will get a little loose. So it's best to have few loops on the hook like so. So this is how it will start to look like. An easy way to remember is, if you want to change the color of the forward pass, that's the vertical loops, add a new color in the forward pass. And adding a new color in the forward pass or the return pass is the same. Just put the new color over your hook and pull it through 2 loops. Okay, so we will continue to make this in the new color and see how this looks like. So we've made a few rows here with the changed color, and after you've made 2 or 3 rows, only then cut the old color yarn. Okay, I'm saying so that everything stays secure on the other side, and cut with decently long tails because we will have to sew them in. Now what if we want to cast it off? Like if if this height is enough and we want to stop making. So to bind off or cast off, this is how we do it, with 2 or 3 loops of the forward pass color and 1 loop of the return pass color. Insert under the next loop, yarn over, pull through that one, and instead of keeping the loop on the hook, pull it through the next loop. Okay, insert, pull through and pull through. It's like a slip stitch. After you've done a few, we will take these 2 off also. So turn anti-clockwise and do the return pass. Okay, after we've done the return pass for one and we have only 1 loop left on the hook, cut it with a long tail. Remove the hook from there and add a stitch marker and leave it. Okay, now we will turn it clockwise and begin making the slip stitches for the rest of the loops. Okay, insert, yarn over and pull through that one, pull through the live loop. Okay, that's how we will bind off this Tunisian in the round. See, this is how it looks like. Just like how we bind off for our regular Tunisian simple stitch, the same way with slip stitches. Now we are towards the end. We have these last 3 stitches for slip stitch. So this is how we do it in the last stitch also. Okay, after that we will cut a long tail and pull it out. Now using a tapestry needle, we will go under, I hope this is clear, let me try to refocus. So go under these 2 loops. Okay, go under these 2 loops and pull it together. Then here go under 1 loop only, here and here. Okay, 1 loop of the top, 1 loop at the back, and insert and pull. I think I've made a wrong choice of color, maybe it's a little dark, but this is often called the invisible join. Okay, so we go under 2 loops of the, not the next but one after that, bring the yarn and go under 1 loop of that last stitch and 1 loop from the back. We will make a slip stitch here to ensure that the end is secure. With this stitch marker, just open it and pull out that yarn too. That yarn we need not do anything else other than just secure at the back. Okay, so we will take it like this. I like to make a slip knot to secure the yarns and then we will sew it in. Right now I'm just going to leave it like that and sew it in little later. This is how it looks like. So it all depends on the choice of color that you make, and the design will appear automatically. This is a Tunisian simple stitch that we've made. You can choose to make any other stitch too. This is how it looks like on the back, and if some yarn where we joined looks a little loose, just give it a little tug and make it nice and tight before you sew it in. And once this is blocked, the piece will look even better. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching.